Let me see. Can I add a sticker too right here so I can show y'all a picture? Okay. All right. We live in TikTok, Facebook. On Facebook, I got it. Let me see. I'm gonna have to. We're in meeting 3 now. Very important. I'm about to show y'all. What I'm showing on the screen right there on Facebook. Let me see if I can get it on that. What you see on the screen, that's the subject today. The Microsoft quantum chip. We got to talk about this so y'all can understand where we really at right now at this point in time. And I have to tell each and every one of y'all that have a profession, there's a certain, in that category, you have a profession, I got to break the news to you. You know? And the news is you're going to have to find a new way to make money, a new job, a new profession. Because we're about to step into a different, well, we stepped in already, just y'all don't know yet. There's the Microsoft quantum chip. It just came out. And that takes information from a different dimension. So now, like I told y'all, there is no denying it. Do you remember the one? I think it was the last video I told y'all there won't be no denying the supernatural. Well, one of the first evidence is the Microsoft quantum chip. The people on Facebook see right there on the screen. And I would have loved to get it on TikTok, but let me see, can I? No. But I'm gonna put it on a big screen, and I'm gonna show you YouTube and TikTok. Facebook, you already seeing it there. The microchip that came out from Microsoft Quantum. They made a new matter that holds. I'm about to. Let me get it on the screen because you guys got to see this. This is working with other dimensions. They explain it as other computer. It's like borrowing computers power in different dimensions. Because like I told y'all before, the Dark Kingdom likes to copy. And if God can be in everywhere in one place, how can the Dark Kingdom do it? Well, you put cameras everywhere, you get the quantum chip, and the quantum chip can send so like to explain it in a maze. Our regular classic computers and devices that we're used to deals with that regular chip that to solve problems and everything. It goes, let's say there's a maze and you send one bot out to find the way back. The bot will come back. Another one will come out with the same one. Yeah, well, in quantum, yeah, there's not one. There's an army. Not even all the heads in this world plus our computers can combine to the quantum. So they got a new material now. Hold on. They got a new material now. TikTok always trying to confirm I'm not AI or something. I don't know. That's where we at right now. But now just think about a quantum chip. Put in an AI on a quantum chip. It's a wrap. So let me show y'all, because you guys are not seeing that what they're seeing on the screen. So let me show y'all real quick what we working with. How the chip looks. It's already out. It's there. YouTube, I gotta get you guys up higher. I'm gonna have to put YouTube higher. Let me see if I can do it like this. There we go. Yeah, that's a better screen for YouTube. And I'm gonna have to cast from my other device and camera for next time. But Let's see. Let's get it in. I'm about to flip both cameras. I could do it on this one. I'm not even. Yeah. Let me get it on this screen right here. Microsoft Quantum Chip. All right, let me show y'all how it looks. Let me get the best picture. The best picture. Now, y'all, I gotta flip y'all around and show y'all this quantum chip. Listen, I'll start right now while I'm looking for it. The doctors, I hope y'all were good with your patients, you know? I hope y'all was good with your patients and you looked out for your patients and stuff, because the reality is you're gonna need a new job. You're gonna need a new job. There's so many other different fields, but I could start off with doctors and lawyers. It's pretty much every profession. You know what? Every profession they had wickedness in. A lawyer lied. They're going down. AI with a quantum chip. AI is gonna, the quantum chip that they got will tell them exactly how to build a professional, realistic robot, even the materials and everything. It's on another type of level. They could perfect anything physical right about now with that chip. So let me see if I can get this chip right in front of y'all. There we go. Oh, I just missed the chip. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let's flip it around. Flip. Okay, let me see YouTube. How I can get y'all flipped around. YouTube, I'm just gonna have to flip you guys around. And make sure y'all see. There you go. That is the quantum chip. Facebook, I'll let y'all get a nice big look at the quantum chip. Right there. That chip right there you all see is going to revolutionize the whole industry of music, of materials, constructions. It's going to revolutionize everything. They have a chip that will give them any designs, everything they're looking for, but imperfection. Imperfection. Doctors, your gig is up. Waiters, your gigs is up. Chefs, they're personal chefs, you might still have a job around. You know? Personal chefs. Promoters, this is going to change and revolutionize everything. Listen to what I'm telling you guys on YouTube. I can't even see you over here, but you. How can I put it to y'all? This chip right here. This chip right here. Oh, that light. This chip right here. Inside, there's a type of, I don't know if you want to call liquid form thing. It's like it's from a different dimension, and it holds the quantum little cells. And we have reached where the scriptures have said knowledge will increase. This right here, this chip allows you to be able to track down any and everybody in a matter of seconds. No matter where you are, from the ground and up. And if you put this chip on a satellite, you can't hide underground. You understand? Not that I'm saying that you want to hide underground, but in other words, your whereabouts will be known at all time because of this chip. When it comes down to everybody needs a digital ID, so we can become the reality of a Sims game. Where credit score now becomes named a different title. Because it's going to include so much to the point if you jaywalk, it's going to be in there. I'm giving you a little rough, easy example. It's going to go more in depth. This will control every single camera. I hope y'all understanding what I'm telling you. If you were to chip somebody in the hand or forehead with it, you can have a system keep track of 10,000 nations or more. It doesn't have a limit. And it's reality. It's here. You guys are seeing it right in front of your faces. The chip is right there. Let me give you guys even a closer. Facebook is getting it real good, right? I kind of like the fact that I was allowed to throw the picture on there too. At the same time, I'm casting live. I'm gonna have to check these other features on TikTok too. See if they got that. Somebody know, hit me with an inbox on how to do it. In YouTube, I'm just gonna have to edit it and throw it on there after I'm done, so it screens out. But that right there is the Microsoft Quantum chip, and this will put out basically all the professions that had evil in it. You were a doctor. We pretty much know weren't curing because it wasn't profitable. If they heal you, is it profitable? They know what's good. They don't heal you, but they can assist with it. And they didn't assist you right. Time's up. Lawyers, y'all lying. Put things in the way for money. And there's other people that are in different professions that, necessarily wasn't in that wickedness, but this is wiping out. I don't know if y'all understand me, but this is going to wipe out a profession where society is going to have to probably make money in socialness, in the social category. probably help with selling products, different things that will require you to get online. And this chip right here is the chip that's going to put out Cash Society. Cash is a wrap. This chip right here makes it possible so they can keep track of all the money and banking information and system can be right in there with all your medical and everything else with digital copies of everyone's birth certificate. This chip right here, if they have a building with a bunch of these, that chip right there can do it. Imagine getting a building and loading it up with chip power like that. You don't need it. Fit in your palm of your hand. You don't need it. You don't. Now a laboratory can be walking around, and in seconds you get your answer. In seconds. This chip will revolutionize. And this is what we're facing. This chip opens up portals. This chip right here goes into different dimensions and it opens up portals. They had the chip, they had quantum chips, but they didn't have it like this where they can load it up with millions in a gel where it holds, because before they used to have it to store in refrigerators. Because it's made in the refrigerator colder than anywhere you can find in the universe, whatever, in the tank, in the fish tank. And that's so cold that allows them to take control in pulling out and opening portals. But when you're messing with a technology like this, that you stumble, that you haven't had enough time to understand it yourself, and to understand that the portal you open, you closed it correctly, and it won't open on its own. It's a whole bit different zone, the quantum world. For all the quantum techs, I have studied them, and they will all tell you that it deals with a different dimension, and there's beings, fallings, that are in a different dimension that allows them to interact, and they don't know what, they pull something out of there. I want to cut it short on that. I don't want to go too in depth with it until I know for sure I've talked enough about the quantum world that you all understand it. Because it's the chip that allows you to tamper in different dimensions. You can send computers to do your work in different, it's a whole different ball game, and it's putting out so many professions, as that's how you guys call it, that's how we call it. But the gig is up. White hats are in control, and like I told y'all, the wicked is their time to fall. That's why you see Hollywood falling. That's why you see a bunch of them falling. The white hats are in control. You guys are about to see what Canada is going through, but they haven't told y'all. They have supposedly appointed a different queen and all, and I'm not going to go into depth with that. But the white hats have taken control. And what do you want to call it? The nerds have figured it out. The chip, not the structure, if you know what I mean. They got the technology is right there in your face, but there's so many endless possibilities. Do you know? You better be ancient to know what you're really tampering with there. But It brings it to a different level where this will solve any diseases, any type of new tastes, anything new that we could think about. This chip will give it to you in seconds. I don't know if you guys can comprehend that, because it's a lot to comprehend, but if you think about it, you will understand it. Ask the Lord to give you discernment and understanding of the chip, and it's deeper than you guys can put it together. For right now, I'm gonna tell you, wicked, this right here, this chip right here, this chip right here, wicked, is the sword that's gonna cut through all the animosity, all this chip, Dark Kingdom. You want to say Dark Kingdom came out with it? The Lord allowed it because it's going to be their own demise. I hope you guys can understand that. That's why I tell y'all the Lord is really coming now. You know what I mean? And the rapture is real. And the gray aliens are created in a laboratory. They are not the demons. The fallen ones. The fallen ones are not in physical body. That's why they try to inhabit your body. They're not the gray aliens. As much as we want to point it at it, those gray aliens are created in a laboratory with some human DNA and other DNAs put together. Because certain supercomputers allowed them to understand that and put it all together. This one right here is the piece to the puzzle. It's also the sword that cuts the empire down. This right here, put it like this. This right here will put out a scientist. Scientist, that's it. That's a wrap. This chip, they don't need y'all no more. That's a wrap. This chip right here brings it to a different level. This chip right here is 200 trillion scientists in one little chip that fits in your hand. And I mean ancient scientists. That's the power that holds. The quantum world is no joke. If you had a maze, our classic computers is that we are familiar with and we deal with, will send one out to one end, go through the maze, and come out through the other. If you didn't come out that way, come back, send another one. This one will send 10 trillions. They'll give you the maze in half a split second. This will revolutionize, and this is going to bring a lot of, listen, people that sell houses is a wrap. When when that is attached to an AI, they can pretty much take any machines that were having a problem physically, it's a wrap. It's solved with that chip. Trying to get y'all to understand the grit. Grasp that, you know? It's a lot of y'all are not ready for this. So just inspire to learn technology right about now. That's your best bet. So I only see really humans making money off of social, because when they can do delivery, maintenance, waiters, doctors, scientists, they can create it all now. That chip will give them the exact perfection factory to build every single piece they need for every machine and bot they want to come out and do the work, and it's a wrap. you guys can understand that this chip right here opens quantum. I call them quantum doors. Doors to dimensions that you shouldn't open if you don't know what's in it or how to close it correctly, or know for fact if you closed it correctly. And that's what I'm trying to. Once the minute you turn that on, that's it. The vulnerability is in. And portals, there's one open. So that's why you're also seeing a lot of people get possessed and doing crazy things. And let me tell you also about just had a down there real quick. Let me see. It's how can I explain this in a way for the ones that can't grasp it yet? This chip right here, like I said earlier, is the piece to the puzzle. And you know why the CEOs from every company was resigning? Well, I can't say every company because I don't have facts on that, but I know there was a lot of CEOs from every type of, every type of sector you can think of, resigning. When you do that and they're all doing that, you're pretty much taking off, going somewhere where they can't extradite you, because you dabbled your hand in wicked, and like I told you, every wicked shall fall now. That chip is going to be left to us because the wicked are being wiped out. That chip, their houses, and so much more is going to be left to the children of the Lord. A lot of them are going to be wiped out. The only ones that are going to be hanging around are the more wicked ones of them that are in direct contact with that Dark Kingdom prince, This is real. I know y'all wanna probably say, yeah, you're alive and everyone's alive, and sometimes, and that tells you better get familiar with having a good relationship with the Lord, talking with the Lord. It ain't talking to yourself. Talk to the Lord. And think about how to expose his wickedness, because that's what's going down right now. The white hats are in control. The white hats are now in control and are breaking down their empire. That's why you're seeing them all fall, run. The gig is up. And with this chip right here, this is what's going to put universal income. You got to keep track of universal income. This chip right here. This chip right here. Organize. This chip right here is gonna. This right here can handle a bunch of. Put all the banks we have. Bankers, the gig is up. Bankers, the gig is up. The gig is up. You heard Hero Tracks for the bankers? And is anyone bankers, family member of the bank or anything? Bankers, that time of banking physically is up. This chip makes it possible to do that and not have to worry about crashing down. Bankers, let me see. Oh, you guys see the chip? I want everyone to see that chip. Because that chip is already out. Now the race is to build. You got a lab right there in your palm of your hands, but you know, a lot of them think big. So put a bunch of those in a room, in a building. Forget about it. There's nothing you really can't do. With that being said, and you better believe they're gonna sell their product. And you're going to probably be walking around with a quantum chip on your phone, all of us, because they're going to run a type of internet that's going to be in the quantum world. There's going to be a new type of internet. With that being said, we all walking around with that chip. How many portals do you think are going to open? Huh? When you use that technology, a portal opens. I don't know if you guys understand this, but a real portal. Now you guys better understand it because it's here. There ain't no denying. There ain't no arguing with me. It's here. And this ain't like, oh, think about science fiction or nothing. No, it's here. It's here. It's right in front of your face. For you to see it, in front of your eyes, for you to watch it. It's here. That chip will allow the Antichrist to take control of everything and solve everything. Because I just told you that can solve everything right there. You know we're in a short distance of time. Everybody get right with God, man. You want to go to that new place He has built? Get right with God. Hope and pray you're the ones in the horse with us, riding back with the Lord for His vengeance. What they done, the wicked, the ones that get left, they run the kingdom. Hold up. Let me close this.
Grease that window.
Check it out. So, like I was saying, this chip right here solves everything. This chip right here will give them, not only solve their problem, give them the answer in perfection. This will allow the Antichrist to have tabs on everybody, control the monetary system, and this will be the chips that will interact with the mark that will be engraved in many. So I would say this is definitely the time to put pride down. They ain't know the end of pride. If you ain't wealthy, that's the end of pride. Now the wealthy is wicked and they'll probably keep their pride, But anybody that ain't wealthy, that time of pride is gone. That time of pride is gone. This chip is going to change, revolutionize, like I told y'all this year, a roller coaster ride. You're going to see the hills going up, then you're going to see the slide going down. Hills going up, roller coaster ride. This chip, I guess in the ride, we are at the top. Hmm? That's why they're calling it Golden Age. And this is what I ask everyone that's watching and listening. Do you know how a roller coaster ride rides? Do you know what a roller coaster really is? Do you know its motions? And one more thing, if it goes up, it goes. So, when I tell you if portals are opening up, because how can I explain to y'all in a way I don't scare y'all? If y'all got the Lord, y'all shouldn't be scared. If y'all ain't got the Lord, you should be very afraid. You should be very afraid. That saying that God doesn't exist no more, that's a wrap. Saying that the devil doesn't exist no more, that's a wrap. You know what? It was bugged out. I didn't really think that we would get in a time frame where they're gonna need Ghostbusters rather than police officers. When I tell you, when the Lord said it's a spiritual battle, what? Do you understand what that really means? It's a spiritual battle. Spiritual, spirits. Y'all gotta get familiar with the Lord, you know? Thank the Lord he sent his ark, his mouthpiece to explain to y'all exactly. But listen, you don't have to share this. When I would say with every religion, every church, everything, hey, everybody, it's time to wake up. Wake up. I know a lot of y'all say, awake, awake. You're awake with your eyes closed if you ain't doing nothing. If you ain't motivating and doing actions to help yourself and people around you. And I'm going to tell everybody, listen, this spring and summer, get everywhere you guys are at, get seeds and plant them everywhere. Plant them in nature, plant them in everywhere. Try to make an abundance of everything. That way, if we get to that point where you can't shop in store, everybody help, plant seeds this spring. Plant seeds. Let's try to keep things growing. Plant seeds. You gotta be doing action. This is real. Pride's gone. Oh, that was TikTok. TikTok's down. Facebook. Continue to TikTok because I'm finishing off in TikTok with this. Add me on TikTok or YouTube. TikTok is G Hero. YouTube is A Dog Entertainment, and you can find me putting it both. A Dog Entertainment, G Hero, A Dog Entertainment. Peace out. YouTube, you still on? Let's plug you in, make sure you're still on. YouTube, still filming. Still filming. Let's get this one filming. Let's go powerless. Take a look at that shit. This is gonna change even socially. Hey. Hey, baby.
million a week to the Taliban.
Jeez. So, like I was telling y'all too, a lot of people in high places robbed us. It's being stopped. It's being broken down. Okay, hold on. I'm getting TikTok back on a different device. Let's just go live. Boom. Okay. Boom. Go live. TikTok, we back. YouTube, we still here. Facebook. Anyone that came from Facebook are probably in YouTube now or in TikTok. But like I was saying, let's get back to this chip right here. Okay. Oh, something's wrong with my live. I don't have to. Something's wrong with my live in TikTok. YouTube. Let me while I fix this live real quick, I am going to just give you guys a rundown real quick. This is how long? Let's see. This video right here, it's about 10 minutes. Not more than 11 minutes, but I'll play just a little while I fix this right here.
Okay. We can't see. Locked away in dimensions we barely dare to name. This isn't some sci-fi fever dream. It's here, now, whispered into existence by the tech titans at Microsoft. A quantum chip unlike anything humanity's ever forged, birthed from a mysterious particle that dances on the edge of reality itself. After 17 years of clandestine research, they've cracked open a door. To what? They won't fully say, but the air is thick with unease, because this isn't just about solving equations or curing diseases. This is about something ancient, something otherworldly, humming in the dark heart of a palm-sized portal that leads into another dimension. Microsoft calls it a breakthrough, a quantum chip that cracks open doors to places we should not peek into.
Okay, I'm just gonna run it by again because it's just getting live.
Imagine a machine so powerful it could unravel the secrets of the universe in a heartbeat. A device that doesn't just compute but communes with forces we can't see, locked away in dimensions we barely dare to name. This isn't some sci-fi fever dream. It's here, now, whispered into existence by the tech titans at Microsoft. A quantum chip unlike anything humanity's ever forged, birthed from a mysterious particle that dances on the edge of reality itself. After 17 years of clandestine research, they've cracked open a door. To what? They won't fully say, but the air is thick with unease, because this isn't just about solving equations or curing diseases. This is about something ancient, something otherworldly, humming in the dark heart of a palm-sized portal that leads into another dimension. Microsoft calls it a breakthrough, a quantum chip that cracks open doors to places we should not peek into. They say it runs on a new state of matter, something they cooked up after 17 years of digging in the shadows. This is not about making your phone faster. It is about pulling power from the edges of reality, like Revelation 9:11 warns us about. This chip is small, fits in your hand, but Microsoft says it is packed with millions of bits called qubits. These are not normal bits like in your laptop. They are quantum, alive with strange rules, and built from something called the Majorana particle. Microsoft brags they tamed this weird speck, a half-real, half-ghost thing that can blink out or stay put. They say it is a big deal because it is steady, not shaky like other qubits, and can scale up fast. They are aiming for 1 million of them, enough to solve problems too big for every computer on Earth combined. But here is the chill. Where is that power really coming from? They say it is science, but it feels like they are fishing in waters too deep, pulling up answers from somewhere else. Microsoft calls this a new state of matter, a mix of stuff like indium arsenide and aluminum, twisted into what they name a topoconductor. They say it is tougher, keeps the qubits quiet and strong, so they do not mess up. This chip can figure out stuff with 30 or 40 bits of matter in a snap, stuff that would take forever otherwise. Microsoft is all proud, saying it is years, not decades, from changing everything. But that speed, it is too quick. Feels like something is lending a hand from the other side. Think about the Bible, where Revelation 9:11 says, "And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon, a ruler rising from a dark hole with a swarm of tormentors that twist nature into something strange and half-formed." This Majorana particle in Microsoft's chip feels too close to that. Microsoft says they made it, measured it, and took control, building it piece by piece like they're shaping a new world. They boast of endless power, perfect fixes, and machines that outthink us all. Now, listen to what their own scientists have to say about it.
What would the world look like with a computer that could accurately model the laws of nature? That's the promise of quantum computing.
And that's the chip that I was showing you guys earlier. See it right there? There we go. Right there. That's the chip. Now we're hearing some information. People on TikTok, you want to see the whole thing, it's going to be on YouTube. YouTube is A-Dog Entertainment, G Hero. You know, you'll see the A-Dog, the logo. I showed it already.
What would the world look like with a computer that could accurately model the laws of nature? That's the promise of quantum computing, but there have always been limitations. Now, as one of our longest running research projects, our team at Microsoft has been able to take a subatomic particle that has only been theorized until now, and not only observe it, but control it, creating an entirely new material and a new architecture for quantum computing. One that can scale to millions of qubits on a single chip.
This is not a work of science, it's a work of science and art.
I gotta be honest, some of these ideas are a little science fiction sounding.
It will solve problems unsolvable by the combined power of all the world's compute today, and promises to revolutionize fields such as medicine, material science, and our understanding of the natural world. Our first quantum processor based on this architecture is the Majorana 1. Yeah, I've always been fascinated with puzzles and challenges and a mixture of mathematics and computers. And so when I learned that there was this type of computer that didn't exist yet, but could solve problems that we couldn't solve with our digital, all of the computers we had, I was just fascinated. I wanted to learn, well, how can I help that computer be built?
Over the years, I ran into problems that I could not solve on the most powerful computers. But then over time, I realized, hey, I could solve that if I had a quantum computer. A laptop can solve a problem of 10 electrons. A supercomputer can solve a problem of 20 electrons. But no classical computer in the world can exactly solve the behavior of 30 or 40 or 50 electrons.
The number 30, 40, 50 electrons, those numbers are seemingly small, but require up to lifetime in the universe timescales to solve with all of the world's computers operating together. That's until you have a scaled quantum computer that can solve these problems efficiently.
These calculations are so complicated that then if the classical computer was as big as this entire planet, it would still not be able to compute it, just to give you a construct of scale. And a quantum computer can do it, and can do it very, very well.
At the core of a quantum computer are these qubits. Qubits are like our classical bits, right? These are essentially zeros and ones. in a transistor. And we need the analog of that in quantum computing. The analog is a qubit, a quantum bit, that serves as that core information unit. It's where we store the information and then we process on those qubits to create computation and ultimately get solutions back out. Now, there's many different ways, right, to create a qubit. The reason quantum computing has been so slow to progress is that the industry has been struggling with problems making
Hear this, the industry's been struggling.
qubits reliable and resistant to noise. Progress has been incremental.
The challenge is
This is very important. This is what I was trying to explain to you about that. They have a gel now, type of, I don't know, I'm calling it a gel. But it's a material from a different dimension.
qubits are actually pretty delicate in general, so you need underlying qubits that are really stable. But you don't want them to come at a cost, because you don't want your underlying qubits to be really big. That's one way to make them more stable, is have them really big. If they're really big and you're still going to need many of them, then how are you going to fit them all into your system? You don't want to deal with something the size of a warehouse. Then the second thing is you don't want the qubits end up being slow, right? Because if the price you pay for getting something stable is you have to go really slowly, then a computation that might take you a month ends up taking you a decade, and it's not useful. People in the early days of computation used vacuum tubes, and then that technology, actually you could build very good computers with it, and then the transistor was invented, and the earliest transistors weren't necessarily that great, but it became clearer over time as the transistor developed and the integrated circuit developed that this was going to be the technology of the future. In that spirit, that the first generation of qubits may not be what gets us to the next stage where we can really solve the kind of problems I was mentioning that are really important. And so we might need to invent a material, and therefore a quantum processing unit that has the right properties. So for us, we want something that has some built-in level of error protection. And a lot of those ideas actually were explored in the context of software, of quantum error correcting codes, but you can actually build a lot of those ideas into hardware.
So the way you design that qubit matters. We see the states of matter every day. Solids keep their shape, liquids vary but keep their volume, gases expand to fill the space they're in, all defined ultimately by how their atoms behave. But what if there were more? What if, under the right conditions, you could engineer more? States that have only ever been theorized, that would change how subatomic particles actually behave. 100 years ago, mathematicians predicted one such new state of matter, the topological state. And since then, researchers have been looking for a very specific, very useful quasi-particle within it, the Majorana particle. Last year, we were able to observe it for the first time. And this year, we're able to control it and use its unique properties to build a topoconductor, a new type of semiconductor that operates also as a superconductor. With this material, we can build a whole new foundational architecture for our quantum computers, a topological core, allowing us to scale to not tens or hundreds of qubits on a chip, but millions, all in the palm of your hand.
Majorana's theory showed that mathematically it's possible to have a particle that is its own antiparticle. That means you can take two of these particles and you bring them together, and they could annihilate and there's nothing left. Or you could take two particles and you bring them together and you just have two particles. Sometimes it's nothing, the zero state, and sometimes it's the electron, the one state.
So it really has taken quite some thinking, right? Some time to design a device, design a chip that can enable measurement of this literally elusive particle. We've designed a chip that is able to measure the presence of Majorana. Majorana allows us.
That's the name of the chip, Majorana. That's the chip that's going to put out, like I was saying earlier, all those professions. That's the piece of the puzzle every nerd been looking for. Put that quantum chip with an AI, and you got yourself the image of the beast that will be look like the all-knowing, because like I told you, he wants, just like the Lord can be everywhere at once. That's his goal is trying to get there. And remember, the devil works. He kind of took on the job, the dirty job. If you want to understand it. In other words, it's rigged for anybody that's wicked. Get out them ways. This just got real.
To create a topple.
And I'm saying real for them peoples that love to point out and say, what's the evidence? Where's the
Logical qubit. A topological qubit is reliable, small, and controllable. This solves the noise problem that creates errors in qubits. Now that we have these topological qubits, we're able to build an entirely new quantum architecture, the topological core, which can scale to 1 million topological qubits on a tiny chip.
Every single atom in this chip is placed purposefully. It is constructed from ground up. It is entirely a new state of matter. Think of us as building the picture by painting it atom by atom. In a regular chip, the computation is done using electrons. We don't use electrons for compute. We use bananas for compute. It's an entirely new particle. It's half electron.
When we look at the design of this chip, right, first of all, you can fit so much on just a small
Music mode.
This chip can
Talk mode.
over 1 million qubits, right? Over 1 million can fit on just this small form factor. In addition, we don't want to wait centuries or millennia for a solution. And so this chip also offers the right speed to get solutions from the chip in a reasonable, efficient, amount of time. That's the beauty in this qubit design, the topological qubit. It has the right size, the right speed, and the right type of controllability. And all of that together means that it has an ability to scale.
With that chip, they can build a better chip. I don't know if it can get better because this, like I said, it's a piece of puzzle. But in other words, there's an endless upgrade with that chip in every subject.
Like no other.
The way the system that we are
To breed meat from dog's meat and so much more. That you have a question, you ask that AI with that chip. It's a done deal. You got the perfection of it.
constructing works is you have the quantum accelerator, you have a classical machine that works with it and controls it, and then you have the application that essentially goes between classical and quantum depending on which problem it's trying to solve. Once the computations are done, the results are resynthesized on the classical side and produced back to the user as one complete answer. Where the quantum machine shines, it is able to do simulations, particularly in chemistry and materials, that are extremely accurate, as accurate as an actual wet lab experiment. Imagine a world where a scientist computes the material that they want, and they compute it to the accuracy that it's first time right. So when you walk into a lab, you don't need to experiment anymore. Imagine a battery that you charge it once and you never have to worry about discharging.
What can you do with 1 million qubits? In the last few years, there's an explosion of artificial intelligence, right? Co-pilots. And what's so inspiring about a quantum computer is that with a quantum computer augmenting the AI capability, it can help more, drive even more discovery.
That's what I told y'all. And this is the first time me watching the doc. Because if you understand technology, I'm a half nerd. a full nerd, but on the low, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you put AI to that, come on, even a kid can understand. You put an AI to that, where the AI is gonna look for information with that quantum chip, forget about it.
I'm excited about quantum computing is that it
Forget
will
about
give
it.
us the tool to tackle many of these
It's
challenges at the
Forget
fundamental
about it.
level by
Bada
creating
bing,
new
bada
chemicals,
boom.
new drugs, new enzymes for food production.
Honestly, it's kind of mind blowing right now because this is something we've thought about for a while, years or more.
We call the ages of mankind by materials. We've talked about the Stone Age, we've talked about the Bronze Age and the Iron Age, the Steel Age, the Silicon Age. Materials define our culture, define our mankind's, define our progress. Thus, what could be more powerful than having a machine that can let you radically change the way you work with materials?
Like a new gold is gonna come out. A new plastic, a new carbon fiber is gonna come out. A new glass is gonna come out. Just open your mind, is what I'm trying to do, to the fact of what this can do. It's to take over. It's to take over. We now living in the Terminator movie, if you want to call it, but in a different way where there's endless possibilities now. And when companies get their material, this is gonna be a whole different ball game. Once they get the factory up, this building, the robots are gonna take. Well, it's already being done, but with this chip, it's gonna revolutionize what they already have.
Our leadership has been working on this program for the last 17 years. It is the longest running research program in the company. And after 17 years, when we are showcasing the results, we are showcasing results that are not just incredible, they're real. They are real because they will fundamentally redefine how the next stage of the quantum journey takes place.
We're at the cusp of a quantum age, and Majorana 1 is just the beginning.
The Majorana 1. Bada bang, bada boom. Okay, let's get a flip. Let's get a flip so I can talk real quick before. Oh, no. Hold on. Flip. YouTube, come on, YouTube. Right over here. There we go. We're back. So, I guess y'all got to see it. It's there. So, from the first meeting, now you understand this ain't no, this is real. From the first meeting to the second meeting, and now this meeting right here, I think you guys understand that this ain't bull, this is facts. This is facts. I feel like talking right in front of that screen where it shows. Let me see. Show that chip for anybody that just came in. And on YouTube, once it's done, rewind it. You can see the chip. It's real. The chip is real. It's here. It's done. So nurses, they got robots that have the medic in them. Give it to the patient right when it needs it. They don't have to wait for you to, when you feel like going get the water, this, that, and any other thing, any other scenario of a nurse. what they got can serve the human better. You know, it's because it's perfection. Social media and stuff like that. Think about every sector that really needs that human touch and get with it. Get with it before you get left out. You know? This is a roller coaster ride. But I'm going to be honest with you, with what they're working with right now, I mean, the predicament that they're putting everybody in for this coming out, they need universal income because it's going to put people out and it could say no more with that one. I don't want to get too deep into that, but the reason for this meeting now is for that chip. It shows you it's real. The technology is here. Y'all thought that technology was here when the AI, no, listen, it was this chip. Chip is the key that opens to the other dimensions. So when I told you there was a portal open and everybody watch out and you're going to have to give some information to your little ones because they're not, I mean, what you want them to ask you, hey, I seen, when I was in the bathroom being, I seen a spirit and stuff. It's real still there. And you go to your student, how you gonna explain all that? Stuff like that. Spiritual realm is now open. You know? So, and like I told y'all, they don't have bodies, physical bodies. They need vessels. That's why we get possessed. You know, that's why the people get possessed. Spirits go in and out of them or live in them. And when they're living in them, you can tell because the person starts looking like the demon. You know, but they come here and they need there's a door open for them now and they need vessels. So that's people that you wouldn't think is crazy because they don't have a relationship with the Lord. They haven't put the seal of the Lord on their forehead and in their hands. Then now how do you do that, right? That's what y'all probably asking right now. The meetings, you got to watch the meetings. I'm not going back and explain anything. This is for new stuff, but the chip is there. So, it's real. And put your seatbelt on. We on a roller coaster ride. You ain't got a seatbelt on, right? That means you ain't been looking for a new sector to work in. And you're just going to be one of those that said, I thought my profession was going to last forever. You know? It'll quit. It's about to go Jetsons. It's already, technology's there, but we're about to see the Jetsons now. We're about to live in the Jetson world. That chip can tell you what materials to get what, and you can probably come up with a material that repels off of the concretes on the street. And there you go. There's so much different technology you could pull out from that chip. You run it any question. But what's going to be going into people? I mean, you see these planes falling out, right? You opening portals. There's havoc that comes out of that. So much different things to explain. It also deals with a certain type of static electricity and all. Can't be doing that without knowing what you're doing. And you're probably saying, yeah, but they can now ask, put the AI with the chip and ask that and figure it out. Yeah, but you already opened it. You should have known that before you opened it. They're going to find out when they ask the question, because the Lord knows, the Lord knows, and anyone that with the Lord, he's going to give you that knowledge to understand it all. And what I could say from what the Lord has showed me, listen, you should have never opened it without knowing what you was doing. You should have never opened it. And I'm sure one of those scientists are gonna see this. It's gonna be played to them. I don't know what platform, but y'all should have never opened it. Never opened it until you knew what you were opening. Then you would have realized. And when the scriptures say a spiritual battle, wake up, people. What am I telling you right now? What am I telling you right now? Spirits running loose. It's not physical. You gonna punch a spirit? You gonna shoot a spirit? Huh? Yeah. There's a humor part to it because it's like, are you serious? They entered that field like a child. The child touched the plug, the outlet, before asking you, Mama, Dada, what happens? They touched the plug without asking. So they touched the plug without asking. And they have warning. I mean, Elon Musk and there's a document that you can also see. All of them, they work and they know how to run a quantum computer, tell you this. There's entities, beings behind this. They all tell you. All of them. They can't even deny it because of the documents and everything. And you're messing with dimensions. Quantum, you're messing with dimensions. Kind of like, think of the Babylon, all you that know scriptures and all the Babylon tide, the Babylon towel. I mean, jeez, I'm already tired. The Babel Tower of Babel. It reached upon, right? The Lord, what did he say? Nah. What you guys doing? Use the languages. What do you think's happening now? The tower is built. That's the chip. The door's open. The stairways in and out. Open. And what would you do if you're in a building opening doors and you figure out, oh, that door leads to what? Spirits that are locked in cells? What? Yeah. And the scriptures tell you that a lot of them got, the King Solomon trapped a lot of them, right? Listen, there ain't nothing new under the sun. Don't let them fool you and say that the technology's just coming out. What do you think you know about Atlantis and why it sank? Why it was due for the wrath? And I also, before I end this video, there's another thing that I've been fighting that I didn't want to really say, because this is not a good thing. And listen up. I was talking to everybody. No, this is going to be directly to females. I didn't even want to touch this subject, but I have to. It's not me, but I got to. You know what I mean? So if you notice, you females that are posting how can I say it more? Listen, it's so touchy subject that I'm just going to go right to it. I'm not even going to break it down. A lot of women don't even know they're working for the Dark Lord, Satan. They don't even know that. When you are trying to attract a man with a video, you are working for the devil. You're not working for the Lord. You trying to entrap the man, just showing your breasts, all that, posting videos, a lot of women don't know this. And I didn't want to touch it because it's something. That's why they say, the prophets, they hate them. You know what I mean? They hate them because they say the Jew ain't go directly in, and I gotta go directly in. I can't fool y'all. So in case some of y'all get hit and want to stop all that curses that's coming in your life or that are about to come, that's considered wicked. If you're trying to attract a man with your looks, it's witchcraft. Study it, you'll figure it out. It'll come. I ain't bullshitting. I don't even want to touch it, but the Lord said I gotta touch it. So the reality is I gotta touch it. And many women don't know this. But I'm gonna let y'all know right now. You're working for Satan if you're trying to attract the man with your pictures and your videos. Also, personally, what I think of it, if you're a female that has a man, that's just total disrespect. You trying to post pictures to attract who, what? And it's the reality. You know what I mean? It might sound, I don't know how it might sound to y'all, but it's the reality. I'm going to tell you how the Lord looks at things. And that's the reality of it, And that's straight up, if you got a man, that's straight disrespect. Every time you post a picture or video trying to attract who, what? It's just a straight disrespect to the person you're with, married, whatever it is. And I see married women with boyfriends. I see them. I see how little do you know, you're working for the devil at the same time disrespecting who you're with. Fully. It's considered almost as, like the man coming in and he's what, I know that's drastic, but that's how it's at the same weight of a man coming in and catching you having sex and you doing that. It's the same weight. It's scaled up there the same. You guys got to understand how they scale things. You know what I mean? You're on a scale. What you doing? Evil, wicked, negative? It's going down. Positive? Huh? You're on a scale. You're on a scale. Oh, why you got to worry you're on a scale? The scale goes down and you get... A scale goes down and you get... I think you guys understand that one. Before, back in the day, they used to sacrifice animals. The Lord came as the ultimate sacrifice so they could stop that. And no one can tell them, you don't know what it is to be human. He stayed in that form. And you don't have to sacrifice animals no more. But it's real. It's real, and a lot of people are in confused and all. Listen, the Lord is gonna direct me to nip it all in the butt. Just pay attention. I'm gonna nip it all in the butt, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be like saying men that do that too. Men that you got a girl and you posting thing trying to attract who, what? You feel attractive? Post with your couple. Post as a couple. You're not one no more. You two. When you're together with somebody, you're not one no more. You're two. I mean, one. I gotta take a rest now, but yeah. When it's two, you become one. When it's two, you become one. You listen, when you become one, when two fleshes, I'm gonna say it like this, when two fleshes come in, and turn as one. When you have sex, you have sex, love, make love, you know what I'm saying? Intercourse. Should have said it like that. Intercourse. You become one. So start thinking like you're one with the person. If not, you're going against the current. You know what's the current? He sees you at all time. And that's for men or women. Because men do that too. And you got to be very careful with that, even if you're single. Find a different way to attract a man. Don't seek attention like that. Because you're causing other men to downfall. That's works of the devil. A lot of y'all maybe didn't even think of it like that. But it's the truth, no matter who you are. And I'm not telling you to cut it out. I'm just notifying you. So at least when it's going all to shambles, you know why. Don't act like you're a saint. And this goes for women that are good people, but there's areas you're messing up that you probably don't even know. It's causing certain things in your life to happen. And if you're not nipping everything going down the list, nipping things in the butt, that right there is witchcraft. Man or woman. You know what I mean? There's a reason. There's a reason in the Middle East why they try to hide their women's hair, faces, and all that. There's a reason for that. So you don't cause another man to stumble. Because two have turned into one and they're building blocks and you're the stumble block. So what you think? Do you think you gotta get wiped out? Because you as one trying to knock down two. Because when you're knocking down and making that man stumble, you're knocking two, not one. So understand how the Lord sees it. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all are going through things, lost jobs, a whole bunch of different things. Because listen, lust leads bad. Lust is bad. The Bible explains to you clearly, lust is bad. For the woman's downfall in lust, first I explained to for woman's downfall in lust, she can end up, she wasn't gay, now it turns out their spirits, the same thing with a man. The lust down the road, that when you're at the deepest in that lust, certain corrupt things happen that you have no control because you're so deep in the waters. So when I said, in one of the meetings, be careful what you do say. Be careful, because that's where it's coming. And right now, there's already a declared war. When that portal opens, the wicked is going to be wiped. And in so many different fashions. So many different ways. From finances, to their positions, to their own lives. And you might not think you're wicked, but you could be doing certain steps that are wicked. So you're considered wicked because you're doing something wicked. But a lot of y'all are hard-headed and don't want to understand that. When you have a problem with it, you're going to have to go directly to the Lord and ask him to help you with that. Help you not deceive other men, because that's a form of deception, showing all this booty shaking. I'm gonna be honest with you, it could get a man hooked and you can make a man stumble. There's some pretty women, awesome, really big body and all that, and you're gonna cause men to stumble. You're doing a wicked thing. You know, it might look like a beautiful thing to all of us, but every man is gonna admit to you, that's wicked. We love it, but it's wicked. If we could put the pause button on it, I know I would. Now, not every man, but though I love it, I put a pause on it. No, please, that's causing my eyes to sin. Don't do that to me. You're wicked. You know what I mean? You should only be showing yourself like that to the person you're with. And it's kind of crazy. I have to say things like that. You know what I mean? There's women, they don't even rep their man on the social platforms and all. And it's like, come on now. The men that are with women like that, your girls doesn't have you at the top of the list, flossing you on the, you know what I mean? Like, and got you on her as a friend. Come on, that tells you clearly what time it is, you know? But a lot of y'all are like delusional. Stop being delusional. We in a real reality right now, and it's about to get the realest. It's already there for now. It's time for that chip to reminisce, to evolve into everything. You with that chip? If they're working with, man, the thing. Do you look at it in a picture and say, what? This is 1-2 years? Society? What the? Yeah. and like I told y'all, this is heavy. This is heavy, but I had to touch on that. You know, and I'm going to touch on everything he tells me to touch on. It's not hard to tell, you know, and it's men too, you know. It's happening the most with women, you know, to where God wants that pointed out. But the obvious, why he tells me, because I know the obvious to tell you that men too. It's not many though. You know what I mean? Not many. But there's some, but it's oversaturated with the women. I mean, I had to. Some women that was just, that's all that you sad. You don't want to fall, you gotta block them. You know what I mean? Or something. Or start searching for. It's crazy, the algorithm, but it doesn't matter how you got your algorithm, it'll still pop out because there's so many women that are doing that. It's ridiculous. They ain't got nothing to do but shake and make people watch. You know what I mean? Like if you giving a sense of something like that, but you just shaking, making. You want me to watch you cooking while you're showing your booty and your man's in the living room sitting? It's like what? Yeah. So I'm going. We in them times. I can actually say that, and everybody watching and be like, "Yeah, this is real. It's disgusting, man." You know what I mean? It's disgusting. But I could say, as an intelligent person, memorize their faces so you know who you're dealing with. They're pretty much in the open, but hidden. Society hides it. There's certain realities to certain things that is like in TikTok itself is like, that's why I kind of talk more into TikTok, because I see it the most in TikTok. Instagram, but what I can say is the algorithm changes a little. You just got to search more for what you're interested in seeing, and the algorithm starts changing more. And unless you go to, but in the search one, in Instagram, you press search, man. I wonder if who else is seeing their search like that on Instagram. The main page is like, what? Come on now. Come on, women, guys have more talent. There's more talent in y'all to, you know what I mean? What we want to see how you take care. What's nice to see is how they take care of the kids, how they do this. You know what I mean? Is that mother point of view, like because they lost touch with the feminine movement. But come on now, it's what we want to see is feminine stuff, but we don't want to be tempted while we're seeing it. So you know what I mean? You can be classy and look good. You ain't gotta show your booty and all. You know what I mean? It's like, and every girl has to have a plastic booty. It's like this. What the? You know what I mean? What's going on, man? Plastic, man. You and then I've heard, I'm not sure if it's true, but I've heard that women with plastic butts have to clean their butt right because there's a certain smell that comes out of it because she has a fake booty. So it's like, or fake buns. You know what I mean? Not booty. Let's be correct. Buns. It's like, you know, it looks good, but if you didn't get it, you didn't get it. Don't try to get it. Because the Bible tells you it's fire. The sun's getting hotter. What do you think? You have plastic on you. Have you women thought about that? There's going to be scorching heats and stuff like that. The plastic on your butt or your boobs. I don't think y'all stopped. Didn't of course, the doctors getting that money ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to tell you, hey, listen, if it gets 110, just don't be outside, be in the AC, blah, 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 blah. Because what you got there, oof, you don't want that in your flesh melted. They don't tell you that, man, you know? I don't think of many of them. The sun is giving out certain radiation, heat radiations. And this summer you can tell it got cold. That heat's coming. Sun's doing storms, so throwing flames at us. And you trying to wear plastic. So the devil's sinister, you know what I mean? He got it to a point where they don't notice what they're doing. And at the same time, so sinister. So sinister. With what you're using to work with and antagonizing and, you know, and captivate, that same thing can be your demise. If you want your real flesh, plastic. Put plastic on your booty and your boobs. This is a conversation that I don't think they, you know, that's for, if you don't have something fake, you ain't got to worry about that. But the ones they do, I don't think they thought about that. And any woman that's trying to do that, I said, you want my opinion? Work out. You can get a nice body by working out. You can get a nice body by working out. There's overrated too many videos, women. And the funny part is some of them have plastic booties and they're working out and acting like they've been doing it for, but that's another story. But the reality is, I would tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay real. Work for that body. And keep that body for the person you bind with and become one with. Don't show it and give it to anybody else. Put a stop to that. It's 2025. You know what I mean? You know what we're facing? It's time to get real. It's time to grow up. Sad part is almost like even the kids have to grow up now because they weren't taught right. We didn't prepare right. Shit, dysfunctional society. And the only way you're going to change it, the only way we are going to change it, the Lord is the one that's going to fix it. But we can change it a little by changing yourself. If you're somebody that falls into those categories, listen. Find out what you're doing. Who are you trying to captivate the whole nine. And for people that are messing with people that are married, listen, don't mess with nobody that's married. The Bible tells you about that. That's one of the worst curses. That's one of the worst curses. That comes automatic in you. If you didn't know, it's a whole different story, and you know you're going to have to ask the Lord for forgiveness and never mess with that person. But I'm going to be honest with you. That's the last thing you want to do. You're going to do something like that. I'm not even going to advise something evil, but you know what I mean? Off the bridge you go. That's what you're doing to yourself. Things about to get real serious. And what we're seeing now is already getting, but it's nothing compared to what you guys are about to witness. This year, that's a wrap. There ain't no denying things no more. And the other thing, stop thinking that those aliens are demons. Clear? Before I leave, stop thinking that those gray aliens are demons. You know? They're androids, if you want to call them. They're created in a laboratory. Yeah, they use some human genetics with it. But I don't want to even get into how they create that because it's sinister. Very, very sinister. The fallen angels that are demons have no bodies. They need organic material to do what they need to do. Take the people, right? Take all the people right now off the world and you ain't got no devil. He's not equipped. He embodied a body now, but you feel what I'm saying to you? They take over. They take over vessels. So with that being said, stay prayed up. Very important. And try to get familiar with the scriptures to help you with the modern times now. The art and amount.